can see my solo.
Over here.
That motherfucker right there. I'm trying to see the solo joint.
What is this one? An hour?
Yeah. Shit, it got it no choice now.
We got a little bit over an hour, like an hour and 15.
All right. Hold on.
Show you them 15.
Let's see if I can go live on this motherfucker.
Should I triple check my phone? Is that worth it for you guys? How do you guys feel about that? No.
Yeah,
Make
triple,
sure it's on
go ahead,
silent.
triple check your shit, gang.
Messiah, your mic is good?
That's what he said. This look like a different mic or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we switched it up.
Yeah.
It should work better than the other one. We got complaints with the other one. Sorry.
Oh, you see? Okay, see? So I knew it wasn't
He
you.
said
I'm
a
like,
couple complaints. Yeah, we been telling you. That was crazy.
Okay.
Are you guys ready?
Our complaints wasn't good enough.
Yeah, right? Niggas ignored us. Oh, world. Let me take this wrapper off. No free promo. All right. 3, 2, 1. What's the deal, people? It's your boy, the one and only, your host that do the most, Mr. Viral himself, aka the villain, because they hate me for my opinion. Welcome back to another episode of the Viral Way Podcast. Make sure you share, like, subscribe to the channel. I got the whole squad in the building as always. We got
Messiah the Great. You already know what time it is. We in
Messiah
this
the Great
bitch.
here to lead the way. We got Cali the one, Mr. Light Skin, the one, not the two.
yes, sir.
What's the deal? We got a special guest in the building. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, my boy.
Yo, Jason Ingber, thanks for having me on.
Of course,
Yes,
bro.
indeed. Yes, indeed.
My
Next
guy,
to
Jason,
Messiah.
man.
Next to Messiah.
Hey,
It's
my
a holy
guy.
day.
And where can they find you? Because you got your own podcast. You got your own,
I'm
you know.
on Instagram, next to Messiah, and sitting here.
In case you don't know, you know, my boy is Jewish, you feel me? So shout out to the Jews. We tapped in,
Yes,
which is
sir.
why he's intrigued with the whole Messiah thing, you know. But it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. We got the whole Drake saga, Drake versus the whole industry. We got OJ recently passed, so we're going to tap into OJ. And we got much, much more. But let's start with the elephant in the room. You got Drake versus the entire rap industry. Now, as we all know, Kendrick Lamar kicked it off on Metro Boom's album. The track with him and Future, like that, where he threw shots at Drake, he threw shots at J. Cole. J. Cole responded. Shortly after his response, he comes and apologizes and gracefully bows out. The wildest thing I've ever seen in hip-hop in a rap battle ever. So he bows out. Drake responds, sets the internet on fire. 2 hours later, Rick Ross responds, set the internet on fire. You got the Future throwing pop shots at Drake over here. You got, what's the boy name? The other boy, Flacco.
ASAP Rocky throwing shots.
ASAP Rocky throwing shots over here.
Shit, John Moran. You got all
John
type of niggas.
Morant throwing
Yeah,
shots
yeah.
over here. So let's get right into it, man. How y'all feel about this Drake track? How y'all feel about the Rick Ross track? And how y'all feel about Kendrick's verse? Who do y'all feel won round one?
Y'all know I got K-Dot.
You got K-Dot?
Yeah.
I got K-Dot, and he didn't even have to spit too much for me. Just the fact of what he set off. But I'm not gonna lie, Drake gave him some. When you break his shit down, he gave him some decent bars, but it was more mid to me than anything. But I feel like K-Dot I don't know, he just in a different box to me. That's probably why I may be biased, but I feel like K-Dot did more of the energy, just even in the small shots. It only took him a few bars just to set it off the way he did. And people did whole songs, and you still comparing, contrasting, and it's not as heavy.
They gonna say you West Coast bias. They gonna say, man, you from the West, you West Coast bias.
Say so be it. But if we really break it down, Kendrick is probably the most lyrical in the game right now. At least for sure, top 3. He can get with the best of them. He's been doing it with the best of them. And he's showing improving every time
Let me
since
ask
the
you
control
this.
shit.
Because they were saying J. Cole was one of the top lyricists. So with him apologizing and bowing out, is he now disqualified from being in that title?
You can't really say that he's. You can say he's disqualified as an all around.
He's disqualified.
I get you. I
Nah,
get
you
though.
can say that, but it don't matter. Bar for bar, putting J. Cole in a ring with anybody. That's not just a. That's like saying go get a battle rapper and make him battle one of these rappers. These battle rappers gonna kill one of these rappers. Are you gonna say one of them battle rappers is better than J. Cole? No, you not. So bar for bar, just breaking down rap as a lyrical way, then J. Cole is still at the top. He's still one of them tops, but above K. Dot, no. Because K. Dot gonna get you from every angle. It don't matter.
You familiar with what's going on with the whole Drake thing? Rick Ross. You know who Rick Ross is?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. Let me know something.
Rick Ross. He had that track with Kanye, Devil in a New Dress.
Yeah, for sure. I guess him and Drake is beefing right now. They're going back and forth. I don't know over what. Oh no, you know what? Ross said Drake sent a cease and desist letter to French Montana. So he unfollowed him after that. Like, damn, this ain't the same Drake. I remember when you was happy to hang around in the studio and just happy to be around us. You feel me? Like, what's going on? How you feel about it, Kali?
I give Drake's diss a solid 8 out of 10. I think that the unedited version, or whatever you want to call it, the unmixed and mastered version was good. I think the final version was good as well. The shots he sent at Kendrick, to be honest, he said some shit about him having a size 7 and the 50% deal or the 50% split. Outside of that, he really didn't go at bro that tough, in my opinion. And like, he made it more of a catchy thing, and it didn't, to me, hit harder than Kendrick's. So in my opinion, I think Kendrick has the upper hand. I also think Kendrick has the upper hand still because Kendrick's verse set the whole industry on fire, right? And his verse was only 53 seconds. Drake's song was 3 minutes and 56 seconds or something like that. So they've already put out full songs off of a 56-second response. So Kendrick has a whole nother complete song that he's able to do of material that nobody has heard yet. Do you get what I'm saying? They've kind of already shot out their first jabs. He still really hasn't shot his first big shot yet. So in this manner, I think he still has the upper hand. And I also, because I listened to all of the disses over and over and over again the last few days. In my opinion, I think Kendrick's is still the best. I understand that.
So what did you rate Kendrick's?
I rate Kendrick's a 9 out of 10.
A 9 out of 10?
So it was that close?
So Drake 8.5,
No,
Kendrick
I
9
rated
out
Drake
of
an
10.
8. I rated Drake an 8.
An 8?
8 out of
said
10,
8 out
9
of
out of
10.
10.
What'd you rate Ross shit?
Ross, I'm gonna be honest. I rate Ross's somewhere in there. To me, I wasn't really focused on his as much. I liked more so his talking points than the bars. Me personally.
I was about to say that. Like,
So,
the end
yeah,
hit harder
that
than the
was-
actual bars.
That was more so my thing with it. Bar wise, it was cool. I had to listen to it a couple times to feel the beat and like get, I guess, the cadence of it. But besides that, I give it like probably a solid 7.5, 8 out of 10.
Nah, that beat is a classic. That's an old school. I ain't gonna say old school. So it's like a.
You know, but I might be lagging somewhere.
yeah,
right there.
No, that beat is definitely a classic. A lot of rappers freestyle over. it. You know what? I'm gonna say this. It's hard to judge a verse versus a song because I feel like Kendrick's was just like a pop shot. It wasn't an actual diss record. It was a feature on somebody else's record. So it's hard to match it up to Drake's song. But I'm gonna give Drake his credit, bro. He's going at like 7 different rappers. And he slid. Everybody's saying it's mid, it's this, it's that. Drake was talking some shit, bro. Like, I went back and I played it a couple times. He talking heavy.
Cuz said
He's talking heavy.
Cuz said you in a big step because you wear a size 7.
Yeah.
I mean,
Come
hey, that
on,
was some,
man.
But
that was some shit.
But what
That's
you
a
just
bar.
said too.
The way he said it, like the way he slid on it, like how you a big step.
Delivery's a big part of it.
Exactly, a
But
mid-size 7.
What
Like,
you
come
just
on.
said too, to me, proves more that Kendrick's has a better verse because I'm not really judging Drake's response to Kendrick. I'm not judging the whole song. I'm only judging it from the couple of bars that he gave him back. So based off that, I feel like Kendrick still was more direct because he really came out and said, "Fuck all you niggas, it's up. I'm snatching tattoos and whatever, and it's smoke with all you
But
niggas.
I'm gonna say this though, because is it more direct? Because he didn't really say Drake's name. Drake actually said his name. He said, "Fuck what
He said
Cole
fuck-
talking
he
about.
said,
fuck the
that
big three."
Kendrick shit was trash. It wasn't
Yeah,
hot."
he's saying
Fuck
that
the big
now,
three.
but like they said, it's been going on.
Yeah.
Drake been throwing shots at him subliminally. He said, "Fuck the big three." How more direct you need to be?
Well, I'm looking at it like a rap battle, right? If MC1 go first thing we all look for is a rebuttal to what MC1 said. So the fact that Drake was able to flip the Michael Jackson line
It's crazy.
was crazy.
Nah,
the Prince Michael Jackson line,
that was his hardest
when he
bar.
flipped it, he said, "Yeah, it's the difference between Mike then and Mike now. What's a prince to a king? You my son." That was crazy. If that was in a rap battle, the building would have went nuts.
Nah, that
so
was a
I'm giving
bar.
him points for that. And like I said, he's getting dissed from
Every coast.
every single angle. It's like I'm not really tripping on of the Weeknd and
A$AP and all them niggas.
A$AP. It's like but the only thing with A$AP is A$AP came out and said, "Hey, I fucked your baby mama before you got with her."
Yeah.
It's low key nothing else you can say after
Yeah.
that.
It's nothing else you can say, but it's
And
also,
our wife Rihanna and you was obsessing over her. So
Yeah.
it's like I got you in both lanes. So what could you really say? I fucked your baby's mother. Your kid's mother, I had her first.
Yeah.
No
That's a
matter
fact.
what you say in the song as a man, it ain't no coming back from that. That's just me though.
That's a fact. I think
How you feel about that, Johnny?
Man, that's some heavy shit to say to another dude. Even if it's for the art, like on some level he said that. So if they meet at like a Coachella
it's
weekend,
it could be a rap. Yeah.
Do you
not
think
really
it's-
though. It's like
Can you come back from that though? Like if he want
Yeah.
to squash it, say, you know what, I'm
Yeah,
over the
you
rap
can.
beef.
You can.
But I done already just told the world I slept with your kid's mother.
You can. You know why he can? Because he knows his kid's mother is a hoe regardless. So he already knows that. He knows that. So I think at first it might tickle him a little bit, but later down the line, you know what it is. I think he knows what it is and he accepted the fact. That's why he tried to cover it up in the beginning anyway.
Well, she is a porn star.
So it's like it is what it is.
If
It's
people,
like, you know,
a lot of-
if people didn't have Rihanna before he didn't have
that's
it.
what I'm saying too.
And
So it's
even
like,
on top of that, now it's different. Like how Drake be going after niggas females when they still with him. You know what I mean? Like if A$AP was then snatched her up while Drake was still fucking with her, then I think his points would be stronger. But even like I guess he hit it first, so he on his Ray J too.
Nah, but looking at verse for verse, what he said about Ross, he like, I can't believe you coming after me, you 50, and how could I be your number one fan when every number one hit, I put it in your hand?
Yeah.
So you needed me on your features for every one of your number one songs. Without me, you're not on the charts at all. So how are you dissing me?
True, but I think at the same time, we all know in the rap community that we fuck with Ross. Like there's some songs that I really fuck with and some body of work that I feel like I like. I can't necessarily name it like right off the top of my dome, but I know that he's had some staple verses throughout rap. Not saying that he's again a number one contender, but I feel like that gives him the right to shoot at bro. And they peers like. So it's like, what? I can't shoot at you?
How's all these niggas that was best of friends now y'all beefing with Drake? What's really going on with Drake behind the scenes? Or what's really going on with these niggas at the end of the day? Now everybody beefing at the same damn time. Ross beefing with Drake now. You should have did that when Meek was going at him. You should have chose your side then. Yeah.
That is a good point because when him and Meek was going back and forth, Ross played that playing both sides type of position. Like, I'm still cool, but you jump out the window because he sent a cease and desist to French Montana. So now if I'm Meek, I'm looking at Ross like, how cool is we? Because I'm signed directly to your label. I'm thinking you feel me? I go at Drake, it should have been us. You played the background. You played both sides. French Montana, you jumped out the window for him. So what's really going on behind the scenes?
I think too is more nuanced, and you never know what was the icing on the cake to a certain situation. You never know. He could have gave him passes. They could have discussed things, and that could have just been the icing on the cake. It could have been the final straw.
Man, you on my label. 50 going to go after any nigga going after his artist. Majority of people will. If y'all sign on my label, if I'm with the Viral Way, it's us. Anybody going after him is going after me.
Period.
That's the end of that. It's not even a discussion. So
Even if we was cool.
yeah, exactly.
Because you coming after the umbrella. If you attack him and you make him look bad, you making the whole umbrella look bad. So you feel me? You got to draw a line somewhere. But Ross said some shit though. Ross was talking heavy. He said you need to give Wayne some more money. He gave you your whole style. He gave you the juice. You need to give Baby some money. You need to give Rapper lots of money because they pretty much backed you in the industry and gave you that image.
Ross was saying a lot like he basically don't write his raps. Like how can we respect that type of shit? But it's like all y'all niggas doing is after making 1 million hits with this nigga. So it's like, but this is a good look for Drake because at the end of the day, everybody going after him, so that's really making him look like the king of the throne. Like everybody coming after me now type shit.
He looking like Thanos right now. He's looking like
crazy. Y'all don't ever look at it the other way though, because I was low key looking at it the other way, which I feel like is. Does anybody else see a problem? Like, if 10 people feel a type of way about you or 15 people, at what point do we start to look at that person and be like, are they the problem? Whatever is going on. Like, I feel like he is for sure Thanos and that's what it looks like. But I'm just saying from that devil's advocate standpoint of, okay, if all 20 people have the same story, is the story true? Whatever that story is.
I mean, what's the story?
That's what I'm saying.
The only story I know is Drake is fucking all these niggas bitches. And they be mad about it. So that's what it looked like to me. Is Drake is fucking all these rappers' girls or the girls they want, and they waiting for a moment to jump out the window. Because it's going to look bad if I just jump out there like, oh, I'm mad because you slept with this chick I wanted. So now I'm using the excuse. Oh, you sent the cease and desist to French Montana.
What was
like,
that
come
even,
on,
what was
bro.
that even
Really?
about? The cease and desist. What was that? What was that for?
I think it was for like a song to not be released, either a song or a project to like not be released type shit. Like me and you do a song, or maybe you sample my
verse on
voice
there,
and my verse, and whatever happened behind the scenes, I have, instead of me telling you, I have my lawyer send you some paperwork like, hey, that can't come out. So Ross
Ross looking at it like you want French little, you want French career to die off type shit.
Maybe.
Well, basically, I don't know. He called him a white boy for like 5 minutes straight. Like, you
Yeah,
a white
that nigga
boy
had me
with Wranglers
dying.
on with no underwear. So I'm like, I don't know. He was attacking him,
Which is crazy.
which is crazy.
How
It
do
actually was
you
funny.
know he don't got no underwear on though?
Is French
You doing
Montana
weird
the
shit.
guy that Donald Trump got out of prison in like a foreign country? Was that him?
I think that was ASAP Rocky.
Nah,
A$AP
Nah, that was
Rocky.
ASAP Rocky. He's one of the ones dissing Drake as well.
Yeah, ASAP Rocky, stay out of it, please.
Yeah, ASAP got to fall back because I heard his lines. He's not rapping on a level to be going at Drake.
It's Drake and Kendrick. That's all we really are waiting for. Everything else is just the brown bread at cheesecake before the dinner come. Like, to me, at this point, just the appetizer, just something to keep me interested until the main card comes, which is Kendrick. Now he got. Would y'all say he's on the clock right now?
No, he's
after
definitely
Drake
on the
responding?
clock. He's definitely on the clock. And I thought when Drake released his song, because they said Kendrick already has one in the chamber.
I saw that as well.
I believe he should have immediately released his on top of Drake's to drown Drake's out. Because now people are letting Drake's marinate, and now the clock is ticking on you. Because back in the days, you could wait months to release a response.
Yeah.
You got to realize when Jay-Z released Takeover, Nas didn't release Ether till like 6 months later. But we're in the digital age of streaming where everything is instantaneous. So if you're not responding in 2-3 hours, people looking at it like you ducking smoke.
But it's wild to put Kendrick on the clock when nobody put Drake on the clock. Niggas was just patiently waiting. I can't wait till Drake drop his. Like,
That's true.
Niggas never had no time slot for Cuz. Like, whenever he drop it, he drop it.
I think he got the benefit of the doubt because if I'm wearing the crown, it's like you got to give me some leeway. It's like I'm the champ. You have to convincingly beat the champ. Like
Who
if it's boxing.
says he was really wearing a crown?
Is he
Obviously, Kendrick don't feel that way. That's
And I don't
why
think
he's
he
doing
is.
what he's doing.
I don't think he is, because the only time niggas start doing all of this is when Kendrick started saying something. Like, besides that, nobody's really trying to battle each other. Nobody's like pushing the pen, it seems like. I'm sure there are a whole bunch of other artists, but within the mainstream that we know, the big three, it seems like they really start to get competitive on and the surrounding rappers only when he comes out and says something.
Kendrick is like a nigga like, yeah, I'm gonna allow you to do that until I step on the court. Then we see who the king of the court.
Yeah.
When I get in the game. When I'm not in the game, yeah, you can have it. But when I jump in, then we see who really holding that throne.
This my thing with Kendrick. A lot of people don't know Kendrick was actually a battle rapper. He used to be in the pit out here on the West, actually battling. He actually has battles on YouTube from like 05. Like, he used to be in the pit with Daylight and Disaster. If anybody's familiar with the battle rap culture, you already know who them is, legends in the game. So he's actually comes from a battle rap background. So for Drake even taking that on, I give him his props for that. But we have to wait and see on the response because the longer he takes to release it, I feel like the anticipation is getting so high that you may not be able to reach the anticipation, even if the record's hot. So he damn near got to come out and release this shit now. I just seen one of his producers from Rigor Mortis say it's in the chamber and it's about to come out.
I seen that.
But I feel like the longer he waits, the longer the Drake hype is going up. It might be a dud even if it's fire. So he got a low key. Either he drops some ether or he drop it immediately.
I don't know. I think he has the upper hand because, again, I think he hasn't said as much. And we already have, on Drake shit, we got a whole song. And at the end, we got a snippet of a song that's about to come out again. I don't know if you heard that part at the end.
Yeah, the
it's
little
a whole
singing.
other song. So it's like we already got that. J. Cole shit, like you said, he gave out, which now after hearing all the verses, I wish he didn't because I think it was a good first song. Me personally, I really liked the 7-minute drill. So I just feel like besides that, you get me? What is really?
I think y'all sleeping on Ross, bro. Ross is he's like the wild card because remember when he went at 50, we all was like he don't have a shot, and he just trolled 50 into damn near non-existence musically, and Ross just kept dropping hit after hit after hit, and he's low key taking the same route with Drake. He immediately went to social media, started trolling him, calling him BBL Drizzy. Hey, we know you went to Dr. Miami to get your abs sculpted.
Yeah.
You got a nose job, this, that, and the third. He had a concert yesterday. He had the Drake hoodie on. I don't know what that represented. If I'm Drake, I'm looking at you like a fan. Like you did a concert with my face on your hoodie.
But he basically took 50 whole concept when it comes to destroying a career of trolling people and doing what he doing. So I can't really say because when it comes to music wise, I'm gonna take Drake over Ross regardless. Like,
And I don't think he has the power to end his career with the little internet shit. Like I just don't think so. Drake's much more bigger than that.
Drake got a cult following. Like it ain't no getting rid of them. Like,
That's my only thing about the beef, though.
Drake is like Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
Yeah,
boom,
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's as far as he's gone.
See, there's some other bars I see now that y'all saying other stuff that I'm remembering that Drake said about Kendrick. But again, he said some shit about go make a song with Maroon 5, go make a song with the Swifties. But it's like you have videos, Drake, partnering with Taylor Swift. You have, so everything that both of them are saying, you can kind of point out in both of them. So I need to see a response from Kendrick now that it needs to be just more direct for one, and then just have more than 56 seconds on a song.
Kendrick gotta actually
'Cause
say
that's
he
ridiculous.
gotta actually say a name. Like you damn near gotta come on some Nas and Ether. Like the first bar gotta be fuck Drake. Like at this point, the subliminals is cool. We can all catch the lines. The fuck a first person shooter. I hope you got 3 switches. We know he talking about J. Cole, but I'm at the point where I want to hear you stamp a name on it. Because even with the Drake song, Drake still hasn't stamped his name on it. People were trying to say it's AI. Like, he leaked it himself just in case the world didn't like it. And he could say it wasn't him, it was AI. But if the world do like it, now he sent the master version over to DJ Academics. And now he's stamping it. But prior to that, he didn't just throw it out and throw it up on his Instagram like, hey, diss record out. He low-key was like, I felt like that was, I don't know if it's strategic or kind of a coward move.
You could say it's both. I think sometimes the strategic move is the cowardly move. Unfortunately, like that's what he did. I think he wanted to test the waters, and he was okay with it damaging a little bit of the credibility of it to get the feedback that he wanted to then go ahead and say, fuck it, I'm gonna drop the final version. I'll take a little bit of an L. If they fuck with it, I'll drop the final version. It's gonna go so crazy that is gonna become such a small part of the story that people are probably not gonna care.
How we feel about Drake getting his abs sculpted and possibly a nose job? Is that damaging his credibility?
I don't care what that got to do with him lyrically. Like I don't be paying attention to
And
niggas
no,
too much
bro,
for
like
that.
we're at the point now, like I said, niggas are painting their nails and they just do men are just doing a lot of things in the industry that they're doing that I don't necessarily agree with it. But It is what it is.
I don't
People
know,
aren't going to
man.
stop listening to him.
A man
You
getting your
know?
abs sculpted is kind of crazy.
No, it is. It's
That's
like-
a little wild. That's a little wild to me.
Just do some sit-ups or
Nose
eat
job
right.
as well. Like he went and got the Mike Jack. That's a little crazy to me. That's okay. How we feel about this? Because I see people trying to compare accolades. To me, it's a rap beef. It's lyrical. I don't give a fuck how many awards you got. I'm looking at bar for bar. I'm looking at metaphors, punchlines, similes, delivery, cadence, flow. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at how many Grammys you got because we all know that's orchestrated anyway. I'm not looking at how many streams he got. We all know they got stream farms where they got 1,000 phones in the warehouse streaming songs around the clock. So them numbers are fabricated. The same way the record companies used to buy their own artist albums to make it look like they were going platinum organically, but the label was paying for it. But they just said Jay-Z just paid like $20 million to get Beyonce's that little cowgirl record she got spinning. So that's the #1 country song. But he invested $20 million to make that. They didn't just put it out and let it spin. So I don't pay attention to numbers because all of that is concocted by the industry. I'm looking at bars. Bar for bar, Kendrick and Drake, we'll be able to judge when Kendrick drops a full song. Because you're comparing a verse to a song. I need a full song.
Okay, I agree with that. I do. I think. Could you say who you think the better artist is out of both of them right now?
Better artist? That's tough because Drake can do everything. I think Drake's the most versatile, but Kendrick, to even be able to make something like To Pimp a Butterfly or Will You Win Awards that has nothing to do with music and they're studying your album in major universities, how much more artistic does it get? It's like you go to Drake, radio hit guaranteed. You go to Kendrick, this is like Van Gogh on the beat.
I think Kendrick also has the radio hits. I think with Damn, that's what he proved a lot. Damn was, when you really think about Damn, right? When it came out, Loyal, what was it? Well, Humble, all the other, whatever it was, Love,
Be humble,
DNA,
swimming pools.
all those songs on that album
Kendrick is the
were
better
pretty
artist,
much all
man.
radio hits.
Kendrick is the better MC to me.
Kendrick is better.
I feel like he's able to, when he puts his mind to a certain type of subject for the album, he's able to deliver it perfectly every single time. Because each album, you go back to Section 80, like I just listened to that yesterday because I was just on him. I'm like, I used to really play this, and I'm like, wow, this is a good album. It aged amazingly. Each one's completely different, and it's like executed perfectly, each one. But I think he's just as diverse as Drake. He just doesn't sing. That's all it is. Because he has the radio hits. He has the introspective shit. He has the talking about political shit. He has the collaborations with people outside of his genre shit. Like he has everything that Drake has with just more substance and more, like, I feel like, of a deeper content. Me personally.
Yeah, because Drake says I'm more popular in your city than you. Do
Probably
you believe
not.
he's more popular than K Dot in LA?
He ain't more
I think-
popular than K Dot out here.
I think, I'm going to be 100% honest. I think right now in the city, yes. And the only
in the
reason
city of Compton, Drake is not more popular than K Dot.
I think so.
You can say that. What makes you? What
What
makes
are we
you think
judging that
that?
off? The
Yeah.
streets or like the females?
I think Drake is more popular right now because the younger kids have came into a time with Kendrick Lamar where he's not really, the shit he's putting out is not necessarily digestible for a 18-year-old kid or a 21-year-old. There's 25, 30-year-olds that it's not digestible to. Or as in, if you turn on that new Drake or whatever the case is, it's more likely that he's going to be more digestible and have more of a beat that you're going to like, where Kendrick is an acquired taste to me personally. And I don't think kids are doing how at least we were when we was really listening to music to just find new shit. They just listening to what's hot. That's what's hot is Drake. It's not Kendrick. Not right now.
Do you know what type of music kids are listening to in Compton?
I mean, I know they listen to a lot of, they're not really probably listening to Drake or Kendrick if we really be keeping it 100. I don't think they're listening to both. But if we're going to say who's listening to more, likely, probably Drake over Kendrick. They for sure not bumping none of them. They bumping some niggas that a lot of people don't know if we really going to keep it 100. But
SoundCloud rappers and shit.
but if we're going to say Drake over Kendrick, it's probably Drake that West Coast is listening
I
to more.
don't know, man.
Let me ask you this. Album for album, who has the better discography? Drake or Kendrick?
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick?
Hands down. Like I said, you go from Section 80.
Section 80 is crazy.
Crazy.
He keep
Good Kid, Mad City. That's my favorite.
Crazy.
Kendrick
that was
album.
the classic where it started.
That's what put me on the
Crazy.
Kendrick.
Ain't too many people on the Section 80.
Crazy.
Yeah, I wasn't on Section 80. I didn't know about it until after the fact. But when that Good Kid, Mad City hit, and it was literally front to back, you could play the whole album.
That was like a
and it
movie.
It was a
Yeah.
while before you were able to do that with an album. Usually it's 2 or 3 songs, and the rest was trash. His was A to Z. It had a story in between the interludes and the skits. It was like he said, it was like a movie. That shit was amazing.
I think Kendrick. You got that. Then you got To Pimp a Butterfly, which I just went through that again the other day. And honestly, a lot of the songs, they're good songs, man. They're good songs, and they're made for what they're made for. Then you got after that was what? Damn, which was again all radio hits. I mean, those were all good songs. With Drake, you got Take Care, which is to me a classic. Nothing Was the Same, which to me is his best album. Outside of those two,
The first one, the one before that was good too.
Thank Me Later?
Well, yeah, Thank Me Later was alright.
Thank Me Later was
It's
cool.
cool.
Thank
It was
Me Later
cool.
was
It
cool.
was alright.
but outside of those, Nothing Was the Same and Take Care.
Nothing Was the Same was a
What
banger.
does he really have?
Yeah, them was
I will
good.
throw in an honorable mention of something that I really like, which is the If You're Reading This It's Too Late. But like outside of
That was cool.
That was a banger.
Which one was
Outside
the mixtape that converted over to the album?
I think it was If You're Reading This It's Too Late.
No, no,
You're talking about
I'm talking about like before he
So
blew.
Far Gone.
talking
So
about
Far
when-
Gone.
That
yeah.
was all slaps
So Far
too.
Gone was crazy.
Yeah. That's
So Far
facts.
Gone was crazy. I'm
That's
low
facts.
key counting that in his
That's
discography.
facts.
That shit was
and
a
that's
banger.
back when he was really spitting. He was trying to go crazy.
Nah, for sure. And people underestimate Drake, bro. Like he got some songs where he's bar for bar and like he really spitting
All
them
that old
6
shit.
a.m., 7 a.m., all that shit.
Even
He
before
going
that, like
crazy.
the ignorant freestyles with Wayne and all that type of
yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
I remember that
Drake,
shit.
Drake used to be.
That's when he was in his
clapping.
bag. This is one point that he made on his diss track that I just remembered. I just read. I don't know how true it is, but the title of the song, the whole "Drop It, Give Me 50," wasn't about push-ups. They were saying that Top from TDE takes 50% of all of K-Dot's proceed. When he was on TDE, they were saying that's why he left. In his contract, his split was 50-50. So Drake was. It was like a play on that. The drop and give me 50. Like drop and give me when Top say give me 50, he ain't talking about push-ups. He's talking about 50%.
Yeah, but it's like you was signed to Birdman, and we know about Birdman and who Birdman was signed to whatever. So it's like nigga, you niggas is all signed up by somebody. Like
Yeah.
at some point in your life, like what's the problem with it? Somebody maybe did me dirty or took more than they was supposed to. Like how is that really a jab at me?
50% is good from a nigga coming from Compton.
Like, and I don't even think. And
Is
again,
It is. 50%
Maybe
is
50%
good.
is
man.
kind of crazy though.
It is when we know about deals, but 50% coming from maybe nothing is not as crazy as now when you get to a point where he's at. Man.
Hold on, because my guy Jewish, so I know he done read a lot of contracts and he's an attorney. Is that a good deal as an artist, a 50-50 split?
No. Too
What-
much. 50-50 is too much.
I'm creating the music, I'm going on the tours, I'm selling the merch, I'm doing everything, and you sitting back getting 50-50. What's a good split for an artist?
What do you think P. Diddy's deals were? Like were they
they were worse than that.
I
This is what I'm saying.
think-
Within the industry, 50-50, I think is great. And then on top of that, you never know if Kendrick was okay with that. He could be like, yo, this my homie Top. We went from a little ass RV touring across whatever the country to this now. I'm gonna break you off 50. I
That's
know-
all I'm saying.
Like,
all
it
I'm
ain't
saying
no-
is coming from knowing what he's coming
Yeah.
from in that moment, maybe 50-50 is good. Now, if you maybe coming from a Jewish background, 50-50 ain't good.
No pun
you know
intended.
What I mean? Yeah, y'all.
what do these guys do for them? What they do everything for them? They handle everything?
I wouldn't say you. I can't really say. I don't know the basis of his contract, but maybe they might. Maybe distribution. They might be getting you booked for for shows. They might be doing everything else besides make the music. I would assume.
They're your handler to a certain degree. They connect you with everybody else.
I think
To a
back in
certain
the
degree.
day, you needed the machine. Like the machine back in the day was everything because there was no social media, there was no streaming, there was no. You can just get on Instagram and promote yourself. So the machine was used to promote the artist and make you seem bigger than you were. Your label was connecting you with superstars to do verses with. It was getting you bookings and shows. But now the artist can low key cut the middleman out and just do all the business through their Instagram. If I'm K Dot and I want to go on tour, I could just go talk to promoters and book my own shows. I really don't need the label to do that.
Yeah, he's a,
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
and no.
50-50 sound kind of crazy to me.
Yes and no.
At what point do 50-50 sound kind of crazy? Because is it crazy before he became who he became? When he took the deal, we don't know what year or where he was at when he took that deal. Was it crazy if he took 50-50 when he was on tour with Game? Or is it crazy now because K-Dot is internationally known now?
I don't think that, again, like, the 50% to him could be enough because of everything else he's making. So I feel like, again, that might be more of some family shit, 50-50 off the top or whatever. But I wanted to speak to your point about, too, the machine, where I think artists like Kendrick, and this is why the 50-50 to me makes sense, because artists like Kendrick or Drake, they need the machine, because the only people that have the machine are the Drakes, the Kendricks, and the Coles. Anybody below them does not have that ability to have that and have shit just moving in unison like that. So I feel like they still need the machine. Therefore, they're going to probably have a bigger chunk taken out of their cut, but they're still turning over 500,000 first weeks and shit like that, where they're still getting paid fat.
Nah, I feel it. Like Jay said, 50% of an empire is better than 100% of nothing. So if you look at it from that way, 50% is good. But I just think it's kind of like sports. It's like, okay, you may be a rookie and unproven. So, all right, I'm going to give you 50-50 split. I'm Kendrick Lamar now. It's time to restructure this contract. Like this 50-50 shit, it need to be more like 70-30, or you know what I'm saying? I done proved myself now. So I think that's more what Drake was getting at. But maybe K-Dot is feeling like Messiah said, hey, we came from the dirt together. You helped me get here. You did your part. I'm doing my part. I'm keeping the 50-50 split. Even though I'm at superstar status where I can probably get what I want, my loyalty to you is still going to be 50-50.
No, I'm going to do what I said. I'm going to give y'all these albums. And once these albums done, then now I'm my own brand. Now you get 100% of everything you're looking for. And I think Nipsey showed a lot of people that of not needing the labels and stuff like you was just saying earlier. It's a lot of rappers that's taking that route now of going without whatever the machines and going against all that and still making a decent amount of money. So
That's a fact. That's a fact. Well, look, in other news,